everyone, Amanda here from scrimpingmama.co.uk, and today I'm going to share some simple stamping with you using this fantastic set called Tasteful Touches. I've brought this to share with you because I think it's a fantastic purchase. It's just £21 and there's no coordinating dies, there's no expense to it. It's non-specific, which means it's not just for birthdays, not just for Mother's Day, not just for baby showers. It's a general stamp set, so you can use it for lots of reasons, and also it's a great one to use as a standalone set or to coordinate and mix and match with others. So I'm going to show you just one idea that I came up with using this and minimal supplies. Okay, so I'm starting with some grey cardstock. This is Smoky Slate, cut to our basic card size, so 4 1/8 by 11 3/4. I'm folding it in half. If you've got a scoreboard, you'd score it at 5 7/8. Alright, and then I've got a piece of white cardstock here, which I've cut to 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Okay, and then I've just got 3 ink colours. Alright, I've got Smoky Slate, I've got Grey Granite, and I've got Night of Neighbour. So this is a light and a dark. If you don't have a light and a dark, you can use just a dark and stamp off so that you get a lighter finish. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Smoky Slate. Let me move that out of the way, and I'm taking the larger flower here, which is the main focus of this set. Alright, let me just zoom out ever so slightly, and moving my card base to one side. I'm going to ink it up, alright, and then I'm just going to stamp randomly, well, fairly randomly, all over like so. What I do want to do is I just want to make sure that I have one that's kind of in a central kind of focal point. So where these are going off the card, I need at least one round about here, like so. That is a full flower and fully on the card. Alright, and then the rest you can go as random as you like. You could go upside down, alright, and round and around. Let's have that one going. We'll have one going here. Okay, I'll have this one upside down going that way, or should we go that way? Just kind of slot it in like a jigsaw. There we go, we're getting there. I'm going to have this one that way. Okay, and then just finish off at the bottom like so. So we've got kind of a random pattern. Alright, and then I don't even need to clean off my stamp if I don't want to. I'm just going to bob that to one side, and I'm going to bring a piece of scrap, and I've been practice stamping on the back, but I don't waste it, I'm going to use it. So I'm coming with the darker Grey Granite. Alright, and you can see I've been practicing here to see which shade I want. So this one's slightly darker, so I'm just going to stamp there on my piece of scrap. Alright, but I'm not wasting it, and that's a lovely darker colour. Alright, and then I'm going to grab my stamping snips. I love these, they're lovely and sharp. In fact, you need to be careful, and that's why they've got this protective cover on so you don't stab yourself, and also it helps look after the blades. I've got a couple of different pairs, and I keep this one specifically for fussy cutting, so it's nice and sharp. I'm just going to trim myself that out just to make that smaller for myself, so I just find it easier. Alright, making sure that the ink's dry so I don't smudge it. So I'm just going to trim around that, and I am just going to leave a bit of a lip. Okay, don't have dies for this, so I'm fussy cutting, but it's a very basic shape. There's nothing, you know, there's no complicated bits, and it really doesn't matter if it's not perfect, if your lines aren't even all the way around. It don't matter, it really doesn't. You just do your best, and you just keep moving your paper as you squeeze the blades shut. Alright, and you'll end up with a fairly decent cut. The trick is to keep separate scissors for paper. I have a pair for, this is my fussy cutting pair, so they're nice and sharp. So I wouldn't use these to cut anything with glue on or any sticky tape or anything like that. And then I've got a separate pair for ribbon. So you should always keep fabric and paper scissors separate, because you don't want to blunt the edges. There's nothing worse than trying to fussy cut with blunt scissors or trying to cut ribbon with blunt scissors. So it's always handy to have more than one pair in your collection. Alright, so I'm taking a bit of care, but it's not difficult. There's no intricate parts. Anybody could do this. Just take your time. My eyesight's not perfect, my coordination's not brilliant, but I can still manage it. It's not overly difficult. Alright, so then we've got that. I'm just going to set that to one side, and I'm going to just mount my card onto my base. I've creased it there. Let's just give that a flatten. Don't know, we've managed that. And then I'm just going to really gently and quickly add some glue on the back of there and start and construct my card. Okay. I'm always a bit heavy-handed with the glue. So it doesn't matter if you're brand new to stamping, if you haven't got loads of ink pads, if you haven't got a lot of card in your collection, and you can still have a go at this because it's using quite minimal supplies. I'm just going to gently press that on there. Alright. And then, just to make my life easier, I'm going to do the word stamping. So I've got my Night of Navy here. Alright, I'm still using the old style ink pad. This was the new one. I didn't feel the need to buy them all, so I mix and match them. Obviously you can't get those anymore, so if anybody's wondering what that is, it's one of the older ones. And I'm using my sentiment here, which comes in the set, and it says, the good things in life are better with you. Okay. Yeah, it's you know, when you look at something and you think, is that what it says? But it does, that is definitely what it says. So I'm inking that up nicely, and I could have done this before I glued it on, but you know, it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to stamp this on the bottom section there, and I'm just aiming kind of for the centre. Alright, okay. And there we go, we've got a lovely clear stamp, and that Night of Navy stands out beautifully. And then I have mounted this one, which is like leaves, a sprig, and I'm using Night of Navy there as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go either side of this main focal stamped image there. Okay, so give that plenty of ink. So I'm going to go over it, and I'm going to have one at the top. Okay. I'm going to re-ink it, turn it around, okay, and I'm going for the centre of that flower again, but I want this sprig to come down here, so I'm going about there. Okay, like so. Alright, and that Night of Navy just looks lovely against that lovely pale grey. And then what we're going to do, quite simple to finish it off, we're going to take our little cutout, we're going to mount it on some dimensionals. I'll probably be generous and use 4, but you could probably get away with 3. Turn it over. Okay. Remove the backing. Nothing better than simple stamping. You don't need to have everything fancy, you don't need everything in die cuts, you can just go for basic, and you know, the good old-fashioned saying of a less is more really does come to life with this particular card. Okay, and it doesn't matter what your skill level is, you can easily recreate that design. You could choose different colours, you could add some glitter, you could add some gems, but that is the basic design. Super easy. Anybody could do that. These stamps just make your life so much easier and make creating cards super simple. Go and give it a try. Thanks for watching me. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.